Good evening, everybody. I don't know what I can't speak anymore. I hope you're having a good evening. Welcome to another race here on SRL 2. It's round 5 of the F1 season, which means I am joined by Sammy. Sammy, how you doing, mate?
Ah, pretty solid. How are you doing?
Tired. But I'm looking forward to this still, nonetheless.
Well, we've
Unfortunately,
always got a interesting race ahead of us here.
unfortunately, guys, I normally show you a graphic of the current standings, but it hasn't been made, so I can't do that. So I actually don't know
Haha.
who's winning the championship. I'm going to assume it's still Tool.
I'd assume so.
But still, here we are for round 5. We've got 14 drivers, so about the same as last week, I believe. No Yari, of course, he's away this weekend, so might open the door up to a couple of other drivers to take the fight to Tool today.
Could do.
As the cars
It's
come out
been
on the
very
track.
consistent though through the tiers though. Tier 4 there were only 14 drivers, Tier 2 there were only 14 drivers, and Tier 1 there's only been 14 drivers. Not sure about Tier 3 though.
I think Tier 3 was about the same.
My god. Interesting. Yeah, I'm interested to see if somebody can actually take the fight to or not. I'm actually kind of sad I'm not seeing EV Immortal, who absolutely dominated Tier 2 and is easily on Tier 1 pace. I was hoping he would actually be racing now, but apparently not. We do have Arjan though, who's a Tier 2 driver.
Yep, so see how he gets on today in this race. But you said Ava there, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a good
uh,
driver.
he's absolutely rocked in round though. Brazil, it's ridiculous how fast he was. In Tier 2 quali he did a 6.5.
Damn.
Yeah. I think we'll see Tool beat that though, or I'd hope so.
You'd think so. But to be fair though, it wasn't Tool battling for the win last week, was it? If I remember correctly. So he didn't have it all his way last week, so he might not have it the same this week, but we'll see. Everyone out on soft tyres. Looks like Harry's gonna have a go on the mediums to start things off. But I'm guessing just to get a few laps in, and then he'll set his fastest lap on the softs.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Last week though were very funky conditions, and I don't think Tool was quite ready for that, so it caught him a bit off guard. This is seems a bit more dry, so I think we should be all in the clear.
I believe was it a tier 3 up, was it, that was had the rain for the race, so be interested to see if
Yeah,
they
I
have
heard
any rain
that.
for this tier, because it makes things so difficult. But I don't know about you, Sammy, but I actually really like Brazil. I love racing around it. It doesn't bring the best races sometimes, but nevertheless I love the track.
Yeah, I agree. Brazil's always fun. And because of how small the track is, you usually get some close racing here and there.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
just about everybody can do Brazil, so it's a bit of a unanimous track. Great time there from Joe though, 6.8. Then Levan, his teammate, 6.7.
Yeah, not bad at all. Who's coming
I
around
think we're about
next?
to see Tool lap though. Yeah, I think we're about to see Tool.
Ooh, 107.1.
Ooh,
No,
that's a bit surprising.
I mean, it's not a terrible lap, but we usually expect him to be shooting right up there to the top. But that just shows, as Levi actually goes Brazil pole as well, just now with his first lap. But it just shows, like, there's a couple of drivers that are just slowly getting quick, not slowly, but every week getting quicker and quicker, and it's good to see. As
Yeah.
Harry,
Well, this is really showing because all of them are really pushing quite hard to close up to Tool and make the fight closer, and it is actually working, which is exactly what we want to be seeing.
absolutely. As we're on board with
So
Penno's coming around the final corner here. Let's see what he can do.
it's a really close grid right now.
Really is.
Only 8 tenths between the first and last time, though.
It is indeed. It's a very short track though as well, so I'm assuming we'll see a few people doing more than one fast lap on their softs early on.
Most definitely, some of these drivers will have just done a banker lap, because that might be what Tool's on about. He just took a little bit of a calmer lap, tried keeping it on track and staying safe.
Yeah.
But his next couple of laps might be a bit more on it, let's say.
Well, while we haven't got anyone really doing a fast lap, not many anyway, where do you think the best overtake positions are on this track? Because I guess that is maybe something that you could say is a criticism of this track, is it's very short and very fast, but overtaking is not easy here either.
Yeah, it's something you've really got to be smart about and use your head. It's gonna be difficult, and you've got to rely on your other drivers having spatial awareness and knowing where you are, and making sure they're clear of you. But there can be some very solid overtaking places. Just out of the Senna S's down to that straight, you can get a good run sometimes and get a move on somebody if you're close enough. But obviously, the DRS zones are probably the easiest place to get a move done. As long as you're sticking close with whoever you're with, you'll probably get the move done, because it's really something that's indefensible.
Yeah, I agree. It's also a track where if you run even a little bit wide, you can be on the grass and it can be absolute disaster. There's not a lot of places to make mistakes in terms of going off the track and recovering from it.
Yeah, it's not really common that you see massive mistakes. There's a couple of corners in Sector 2 that cause a little bit of sliding for most people.
I'm just
but
going to
it's
interrupt
usually
you
not
very
big.
quickly here, Simon, because I think Sten's about to go provisional pole. No, not
Come on,
quite.
Sten.
A little bit off it in the end. He done 2 purple sectors, but I think he just lost it all at the end. I do apologise for interrupting you. Carry on, mate.
Lost it all as well there going through turn 1. He had a little bit of a drift. No, I think that was me pretty much done anyways. Barely didn't even get into the 106s. It's still just the 2 Williams that are up there. It's very interesting.
Yeah, despite that, it is so close. I mean, between 1st and 12th, it's 8 tenths, which is insane.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But yeah, the 2 William boys are looking very quick today.
Yeah, it could be a different kind of dominance from a different real-life back markers. Usually we're seeing dominance from the Alfa Romeo of Tool, but it seems the Williams have come out in full force today. Really trying to show up to the competition.
Indeed, we love to see. Our fellow Scott LT Rocker is just coming around the final corner now. Let's see what he can do. Using all of the track, and it's going to be a 106.9 up to P3. Not bad.
Third person to get into the 6 seconds, and it's literally directly a 10th behind Joe as well.
It's not bad.
I keep seeing that in all the races I do.
But it's not Joe
Perfect
Royal.
10th, yeah.
106.7
Yeah.
puts him on provisional pole.
Ooh. Half a 10th above his teammate there. I don't even know where he found that time. My god.
I think someone needs to spend more time in school than on this game. I'm gonna phone all your teachers, Joe, and tell them that you're not studying hard enough, son.
God.
Meanwhile, Max coming around the final corner here. Currently at the bottom. I don't think he's going to be at the bottom in a minute, but Gilman's actually just getting a bit of a slipstream off him here. As he comes
Good
around
teamwork.
here. 106.8.
Just pushing LT Rocker at the top 3.
You say that's good teamwork, right? But I also think that might have been a little bit annoying for Max, to be honest.
No, I think they timed that actually quite well, and it worked in his favour. It was a time gain, there wasn't much lost.
That's
Because as you see, he wasn't going so fast that he was pushing the goat along, but he was directly up the back of them, where the slipstream's obviously going to be the strongest. So I think that was a massive gain. and they timed that to perfection right there.
Fair enough.
I think if he sorted out his first 2 sectors a bit more and did that, he could easily get Joe there. Because it wasn't the cleanest of laps as I was watching through it, but he's still got plenty of time to improve.
Well, someone who will be looking to improve is the McLaren of Harry Cully, who had an interesting race last week, to say the least. Just needed the race to end a lap earlier than it did, and it would have been an unbelievable result for him. But we know Harry Cully's a good driver. We know he's got the pace, and he'll do anything to he'll stretch his tyres as long as possible, no matter what anyone's saying, just to get a good result. And he knows it last week as he comes all across the line to 106.9 and to P4 now. Not bad.
Yeah, purple sector 2 there. You can't
Too
go
late,
that
mate,
way,
around the
Harry.
final corner here. Currently P10. He's not going to be there in a
Gonna
minute.
take the 0 off that number.
107, and he's still not quite able to get higher than 6.
This just isn't Tool's track. My god.
Could the real Too Late Mate please stand up? Because this is not... I'm joking.
Yeah. He's got
nah.
a stand-in. He's an imposter.
Did you hear about that real life driver? I think it was it the Formula E series, who did get someone to stand in for him during like
was he an Audi driver? I
Yeah.
think he was Formula E or Audi.
and because they found out that he didn't do the actual drive, they kicked him out of the car. He lost his seat.
Yeah, he lost his drive for making an esports driver drive for him. That was wild.
It's like, oh, what an advantage, you got an esports driver to get it. Well, I mean, he's not much, but he can't be better than an actual driver, surely.
Well, apparently so, if he thought that was an idea to do, so...
I mean, he did win the race as well, the esports driver.
Yeah.
I think, anyway. But I am coming around the final corner here, currently P12. Let's see if he can improve. It's going to be a 107 up to P6.
My memory's just clicked. It was Daniel Abt. That was who lost his seat.
Daniel Abt, interesting.
Yeah. It's a very odd choice from him, but I don't believe Tootle's doing, so I think he's having a little bit of an off day here.
He's actually human.
Yeah, who would have believed it?
Meanwhile, Fraubai just on a purple sector 2 as he comes round the final corner here.
One of the new boys to tier 1.
106.9, decent lap.
Decent, that's a very good lap. Very solid.
Who have we got next? Oh, Blake, just getting out of F1's way after invalidating his lap.
Oh, and I've just received information for my confidential weatherman, and it is not going to rain during the race. We're having a nice dry time.
Ah. Yay! Well, good. LT Rocker up to P4 now. Is it LT Rocker your source, by the way?
No. Different Renault driver.
Oh, so it's Mavs.
How did you guess?
You've just given away your source. You can't do that.
It's fine.
You'll never tell you anything again.
It would be LT Rocker, but he doesn't respond when I message him, so I just go to Maps.
Deary me. Oh, Maiden
Yeah.
Turkey's just lost it on the final sector. Meanwhile, Penner coming around the final corner, needs Maiden Turkey to get out of the way, which he does. Let's see if he's going to improve as we enter the final 4 minutes here at qualifying. Stays P12.
No, I moved up from P13 to P12. It was a little bit of an anticlimactic jump, though.
Just a little bit.
That's why I had a wee giggle there. So I was hoping to see, like, 5 car positions going up and just boop. Just
Well,
that one.
meanwhile, Ben has just spun as well.
Yeah, I watched that. A little bit overzealous on that exit there.
SRL 3 says the field is so close, but I'm expecting at least a 106.5 for pole. You're probably not wrong, mate. I can't remember who it is. It's got that channel.
I
But
think Max is trying to return the favour here, not to cut in on you, but I think Max is trying to return the favour for this slipstream to the GOAT.
go with
Who's
anxiety
P1?
106.6, yeah.
Jesus. Hey, I saw him get purples, but I was like, that's definitely going to be like P3, P4. Jesus, didn't expect that from him.
That's what teamwork can do for you, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, we'll stay on board with Max during his lap. I don't think it's been the best start to it, but let's see if he can recover it a bit. He's currently in P4 though. I mean, he only needs to improve by 2/10 to beat his teammate, of course, but that's easier said than done.
Around such a short track like this, 2/10 is quite a jump though, because you can see it's still 8/10 from first to last.
Absolutely.
Which is 2/10 is like the Grand Canyon to jump with how close that is. Yeah, just not a good lap from Max there.
Yeah, he jumps into the pits. Good idea. As we enter the last 2 minutes now.
Yeah, is somebody actually going to be able to match the GOAT here?
Well, Harry Colley's on a lap at home. He's got a bit of traffic to dodge, but luckily everyone's got out of his way.
Harry recently has struggled a bit to perform in qualifying though. Race has really been his strong suit with his interesting strategies, let's put it.
But his strategies have paid off. Okay, last week it didn't, but it nearly did. Oh, was he... Oh! I thought he'd lost it, now he connected it, and then as he connected it, he made it even worse, as he needs to get off the track here. And does, thank goodness.
Just definitely. Yeah, it was because he corrected and he snapped it back right, and his rear right touched the grass, and that's what grabbed him.
Yeah, you're spot on, Sammy. And that is the goal of anxiety. He's qualifying over, so he's not going to improve
and
anymore.
Harry's.
And Ariane.
Yeah. All just calling it a day.
Indeed, deservedly. Come round the final corner with just 50 seconds left to go. You need to be on track now if you're going to set another lap.
Hopefully Harry's spot's going to get out of the way. There we go.
And
Sten and LT Rocker there just getting onto the lap.
107.2, stays P14. Disappointing for him. Joe Royal has invalidated the lap, so he'll be going again. Excuse me.
Not quite sure what's up with Errol Blake. He's usually a rapid driver.
Yeah, he just lost so much time, didn't he?
Yeah. Both Joe and Levan have invalidated their laps as well.
Yeah, but they'll go again. I'm going to stay on board with Too Late Mate, who doesn't seem to be improving on this lap either. Already down in 10th.
Joel's not exactly used to starting this far down, but we have seen he's quite a solid overtaker.
Well, he has just gone purple sector 2. By the way, Joe Royal has finished his qualifying, so he's not going to get pole. So it's only Levan who can really, or Mavs that can take it off him, or even Too Late Mate, but I don't think he's going to. As he comes across the line.
It's going to be quick, but not quick enough.
Yeah.
Not even top 5. Let's hope he's got race pace here. He may be prioritising race and has the race set up on, so it may be making him a bit slower than he'd be hoping for.
Potentially, Maiden Turkey's coming across the line next. His qualifying is over now, so it's a 106.8 for him.
Just barely missing out on Tool and LT Rocker. Levan though,
Mavs
fastest by a 10th.
106.8.
That was a rapid lap from Levan there.
Yep, and that's qualifying over, so I should say Levan with that 106.5. I mean, SRL3 did say that it was going to be 106.5 to get pole, and they've hit the nail on the head, because that's what Levan did. And it's a very well-deserved pole position for the race for Levan.
Yeah, great guess from Yari there, because I think he has been watching quite a few of the streams and has seen similar time to what Immortal did at actually Tier 2, just showing his pace there as well, both doing 6.5s. But yeah, that's really been like the goal pole time through all the tiers here has been the 6.5. Nobody's really been able to click into the 6.4s really.
No.
But it's still a great time.
Absolutely. And he won't be complaining. So Levan starts on pole position. The GOAT with will join him on the front row in second place. Joe Royal and Max will be on the second. Then you've got Matt, the two Renaults starting next to each other in fifth and sixth. Two late mate down in P7. He'll be joined by Maiden Turkey on the fourth row. Fraby and Harry Cully make the top 10. And then just outside it, we've got Aryan, Sten, Penna, and Aero.
I've just noticed something while I was having a wee look around what tyres people used, and both the Renaults had used 4 sets of softs, so they've obviously opted for a softer strategy, which is going to be very interesting for them.
It is indeed. It's a pretty cloudy weather for the race, but I will take Miles' word for it that there won't be any rain. But I'm not
Well, it
utterly
was
convinced not
like
to be
this
that.
for Tier 2. It was exactly these conditions for Tier 2,
Oh, was it?
and it was nice and dry.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
it was overcast the whole time, but nothing actually happened, so
Fair enough.
a
As we
little bit
just
odd weather, but you know.
So, what would you say is the strategy that the top 10 in particular will be going for? It's a one stop, so would you say soft to hard is the quickest, or do you think that the hard tire isn't quick enough around here? What's your thoughts?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a one-stop, because I've seen some very interesting strategies work so far, because you can go softs to hards, softs to mediums, or depending on when or how things are pitting. Because I've actually seen 2 stops, mediums, softs, then softs again, actually is really quick. Because the double softs can be incredibly fast. Like, scarily, so if you get, like, lucky with a VSC or safety car. So it's really down to race conditions, because strategies keep changing during these races. I saw during Tier 4 and saw during Tier 2. Like, the strategies just kept on changing for where you were going to go, what you were going to do, when you were going to pit, what you were going to pit for. It's really just a roulette of what the conditions are going to be like and what's going to happen during the race. And you've got to be adaptable and malleable like this, and you've got to be prepared to change. You can't sit in your strategy, because if you sit in your strategy, it's usually going to be slower because of the changing conditions. So you've got to be a pretty adaptable driver to make stuff work here, but I'm expecting a nice clean race from these guys, so I'd probably say, yeah, softs to hards or softs to mediums would probably be the best shout.
Well, we've got three of our four drivers outside the top 10 starting on mediums. Penna opting for the softs. And obviously top 10 have to start on the tyre that they qualified on, which was the soft tyre. But just before the race starts, I'm going to put you on the spot again, Sammy, before you can do it to me, and ask for your top 3 for today.
My top 3, I'm going to say Levan, the GOAT, and Mavs.
So Levan wins the race, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see if that is what happens, as I've just noticed that Manage UK's fastest lap time on 7.1 is plastered still on my screen, which is weird. But nevertheless,
The game knows as well. It's foresight.
as we have 5 red lights, and away we go here at Brazil. As the game decides to have a bit of a mare. Oof, the Mercedes and Williams going side by side together into turn 1. And the GOAT has got him, and he has the lead off the start.
Max is up to P3 already, as well.
Yep.
Tool up to P5. Joe's down to P4 as well. That was a great start from Max and Tool.
Yeah, it was.
Absolutely ready for that start.
Oh, and Harry Cully going for an ambitious move here, and he's got a couple of cars. There's a Renault that's spun, and it's LT Rocker.
Yeah, it's LT Rocker. Yeah.
Don't know whether it was.
Well, that's his race down the drain, pretty much.
I don't know whether it was that move with that Harry Cully done that made him spin. I don't know if it was. I don't think it was either. But that's a shame for him.
It looked like a result of Harry's, actually. It looked like there was a bit of a domino effect, and LT Rocker just was wrong place, wrong time, really.
Yeah. Having more problems.
Luckily, he's away with no damage and caught up quite quickly anyway, so he's got to fight his way all the way back, but hopefully he can do so.
Meanwhile, Max and Joe having a wee battle here. Joe getting past him here to take P3. That's the one that we're after.
Ooh. Max just sticking it up the inside there. Joe, Max just keep putting it up the inside.
Nowhere to go for
him there. Very interesting offensive decision, yeah. I think Max's goal right now is trying to irritate Joe into a mistake, because he's seeing that he can't really get the move done, it's not really sticking.
Yeah, stupid move from Harry, he made Shocker spin. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I wasn't too sure, and I don't like if I'm not too sure, I don't really want to point the finger at somebody, but yeah, I think you're right. It was a really ambitious move from him, and once he didn't get the full cooperation of the others, which I'm not saying that they should have done. I am all for drivers, not when someone dives you, standing their ground. And yeah, I just say it was a domino effect that unfortunately led to LT Rocker spinning, and that's really, really ruined his race.
Yeah, Mav's 3 seconds already. But yeah, Harry's definitely cleaned his act up recently, but obviously not entirely.
That was the old Harry Cully, wasn't it?
Yeah, we saw flashbacks of that in the last few laps at Spa, and we're seeing a bit of a glimpse of it now, but hopefully that's it. He's got it out of his system for this race, and it'll be all smooth sailing from here.
Well, we'll wait and see. All drivers still pretty bunched up at the moment. Goat has pulled off a little bit of a gap to Levan, but it's still only 6 or 7 tenths, so he's certainly not out of danger yet, shall we say?
Yeah, that'd be a good way of putting that.
If we have a look at the position changes really quickly, obviously Harry Colley starts at P10, he's up to P6. Stead's had a decent start, he's into point, he's up to P8. Aero Blake off the start, picked up a couple of positions. Obviously LT Rocker all the way down in P13 now. Farbar didn't have a good start either. He's down at the back as well.
Yeah. He's very good gaining from some drivers here. Most of the drivers I'd hoped had done well with quali, but didn't quite match my expectations. Have definitely shown they were here for the race, though. It's Mercedes domination here, though. Top 4, all Mercedes-powered cars.
Yeah, it is. Indeed. I think it's going to be a very interesting battle between the Goat and Levan here.
Well, as soon as they start fighting, it's going to be for Joe to profit, but if he keeps cutting corners like that, it's really going to cost him. That 3 seconds is going to send him so far back down the order.
We had I don't know if it was at Brazil, I think it might have been, where we had a safety car in the last couple of laps last season, and it promoted Bob Sadler, who didn't have any penalties. He was like 10th or something, and he got himself a podium position, so Getting penalties
yeah.
around here is just something you do not want to do.
Yeah, because it's such a short lap that 3 seconds in a 1 minute 10 lap is actually quite a good, or big margin, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna jump back to the battle with Levan and Goat. He's a little bit closer here. Be interesting to see if any of them use the RS here. Of course, he'll get the RS here, Levan. And Goat trying to break that toe a little bit here. And he'll hold on to the position for now. As Levan goes really wide, breaking late into turn 1. And the Goat will just power away. But Levan might gain a little bit more on him here. As Max and Joe look like they're still battling. And looks like Max has got past Joe again.
Yeah, Joe's not quite been full attack this race so far. Fraud by enjoying that clean air and taking fastest lap. Good for him.
Yeah, nice little lap from him. Meanwhile, Too Late Mate is having a better race than his qualifying. And has got himself at the back of Joe and Max.
Yeah, they've got to be concerned now because he's obviously not quite had it on qualifying, but he's back to old Tool in the race. Because that was ridiculously fast how quickly he cut through that grid. No instance, no nothing, just threw it like he's a phantom, just floating on by.
Well, let's see if he can get close enough to Joe here. I don't think he's going to.
Nah, it's too early, but he will stick with him through this middle sector, I'm pretty sure, and then make the move stick down the straight. Obviously all over the back of Joe's wing there.
How much? Okay. Got about the same amount of air. Both have got about half their ERS left.
I don't think Joe's going to end up burning it though. I think he's just going to try and rely on the DRS from Max to keep him safe.
Well, we're going to leave that battle for now. So that main Turkey's going to go for a move on Mavs here. Oh, and a little bit of contact from Mavs on him, and he holds on to position for now, the Renault driver. Didn't give him
Mavs
any
didn't
room
really
there.
have room. He didn't really have room to give though. I could see his front right and he was on the curb.
True.
I think that was just a bit of an early turn-in for Maiden Turkey, who either had to try and force his way into the front there or back down, and he didn't really do either. He was just kind of stuck between whatever he should do, and you've got to make decisions. You can't just go neutral. It's all or nothing in a sport like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he'll have another go here as long as he sticks within DRS range.
I'm going to jump on board here with Too Late Mate as he continues to hunt down Joe Royal.
Yeah, he's definitely closing. It's a lot closer this time around than he was last time around. So, should be potential for something here.
Maiden Turkey into first.
Yeah. It's going to be a big undercut from his behalf. Hards can definitely go that long, so
very
it shouldn't
early
be an issue.
Unless he's got some damage or something, I don't think so. Very early.
He's sitting in that pit box for a while. Might just be trying to jump ahead through the pit cycle because it's going to put him out of rhythm, but he's going to be all the way behind Fardby.
Yeah.
So, but Fardby is due another pit stop as well, whereas Maiden Turkey's set now. He's just driving to the end, no more stopping, no nothing. So it could be a very interesting strategy he's chosen here.
Well, we'll see if it pays off for him. Too Late Mate is closer once again here to Joe.
Yeah.
But I think just because Joe's still getting DRS off Max, it's just about protecting him enough.
Yeah, but I don't think Tool's target's actually Joe anymore. I think they're both aiming for Max here, who also gets 3
Oh,
seconds
he's got
there.
a lovely exit out of there. Joe didn't get a good one at
Yeah.
all. And Too Late Mate, is he going to go for a move here? No, not quite. I think I agree with you. I think he is thinking about doing 2 in 1 here.
Yeah. Because Max obviously is left all by himself like a sitting duck without DRS, and when they're this bunched up behind him, you can see Tool's getting held up by Joe
Yeah.
at this rate, so he's definitely planning on trying to get Max there, and then once they're both in front of Max, it's going to be down to him getting the position on Joe.
Well, we're watching the battle for the lead at the moment, as the GOAT had closed the gap to about 2/10 to Levan, although he's lost a little bit of ground to him on this particular lap. So we're going to switch back to the battle between Too Late Mate and Joe Royal.
Ooh, what did Tool do there?
Oh, Joe's going for it on Max!
Ooh, what a send. Little bit of contact, got nudged off by Max there, just kind of like flicking a fly off really, and that's ruined his run. That's just Tool's. That was a poor decision on Joe's behalf there.
Oh, and he's touched the back of Tool there.
Yeah,
It
he's
just wheels
all
to
over the
wheel,
road.
though.
He's getting a bit over ambitious with his speed, and he needs to chill his boots a little bit.
I don't think that was smart from Joe, and I don't think Maxwell appreciated that from him either. It was very unnecessary, and it's just he's done exactly what Tool would have wanted him to do.
Yeah, Tool definitely appreciated that. He got that drop straight into his lap because of Joe's move there. And he should be clear to make a move on Max here as long as he gets a decent exit.
Yeah, well...
Then it's all going to be down to hunting the GOAT and Levan.
Using most of his DRS here, Tool. Is he going to go for one on the
might be able to stick
inside?
it.
He's got to go on the around the long way, but Max defends really nicely, blocking both avenues at once. But has that compromised his exit a little bit?
Nah, not really.
Not too much.
He took a nice wide exit.
Ooh,
He's really
he's
just
going for the outside
that
Too Late Mate. But it's
that was
not
moving under
enough.
braking there for Max. That's not quite what you should have been doing. It was a bit late to do something like that. It seemed like he underestimated how late Tool could brake, so could say it was a bit too late for Max. But
Do you know what's good? I'm going to phone all your teachers tomorrow and say you've not been working hard enough as well.
oh no!
Anyway, let's see if Tool can get Max this time round. I don't know if he's close enough. He hasn't got much ERS to burn either.
Yeah, it's long. I think he just needs to keep it up the back here for the NSs, then
Yeah.
get him on this DRS straight, because he's pretty much just keeps on using that for closing.
What's a lovely
He's
exit from
everything
Too
he's
Late
set up
Mate.
though.
And he's going to go the long way around this time, and I think he might get the move done
Edges
this
him
time
out
round.
slightly.
Ooh.
Max, you've got to give him room. My God. A little bit of contact and it just forced Tool's back end out.
It's a nice wee battle between these two here. Max defending very strongly indeed. But it still is a great battle to watch.
Yeah, because for right now they're both on the same strategy as far as Max knows, so he's got to defend like this his position. And he does have that pen as well, so it's just all about keeping people behind and building the gap, which he's not getting a chance to, and it's given Joe all the opportunity to close back in.
Another wee battle is Sten on Harry, and he's got into the pits.
Max is in. Yeah, Max and Harry all into the pits, and Mavs.
Interesting. It's a good.
This is about the median pit window. Not quite to the point of undercut or overcut, just right in the middle.
I think that was a good move from Max. I think he knew he wasn't going to keep him behind for much longer, and it was a good idea to pit.
Yeah. It's interesting to see what Tool's got up his sleeve, though, for strategies, because it doesn't seem like he's planning to slow down anytime soon. But I could be wrong on that.
Has he caught to like make napping a little bit with that? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. How many laps do you think you'd have to stretch to get onto mediums? Maybe to lap 17, 18, maybe even more than that. If you were to do soft to medium.
I pitted lap 16 for softs to mediums, and I made it no puncture.
Well, Goat comes
Both
in
ended
as well.
on 75s.
So Levan continues that onwards. So maybe he is going to try the soft to medium.
Goat's opted for mediums, and Joe is... I'll have to wait a second. Right at the end. He's opting for mediums as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a risky strategy though, because the hard guarantees you get to the end. The mediums can get you to the end, but it isn't completely guaranteed. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I'd say hards are obviously like 100% you're getting to the end, but mediums are more of like an 70-80%. You're most likely to get to the end, but you've got to be a bit more cautious, and you lose so much speed at the end because of the mediums dropping off and really getting close to puncture territory.
Yeah.
So it's all about making the most of them while they're fresh, pretty much.
Well, meanwhile, we're watching the battle between Aero Blake and LT Rocker, although I would be surprised LT Rocker does not go in on this lap.
Tool into the pits. Tool and Levan both in the pits now.
So Sten will take the lead of the race. LT Rocker does jump in as well, so Aero Blake continues on. Meanwhile, Joe's going on the outside of Max here. And flies past him on those mediums. A lovely move from Joe Royal. Up to P7 he goes.
Very smooth.
As I have been
left.
kicked out of the session, so that's fantastic.
I'll chuck you an invite back.
So you'll have to do some radio commentary, Sammy, while try and get back in.
Tools just came out P6 just in front of Joe there. Both of them are definitely going to be fighting again, I'd assume, because of the medium compound. They're both on the medium compound, whereas Max and P8's the start of the hard compound runners. Obviously, there's the two Ferraris up front and the Haas of Arjan, who are all started on the mediums and have taken the lead, just keeping good pace and sticking with it. And it seems to be a strategy that is working out for them right now. But they do have to carry those a lot longer, and they're not quite got the gap that I'd hope they would for pitting. Goat fastest lap with a 109.464. Very solid time from him.
Why does Brian say this?
Goat obviously leading the charge of the people on fresh mediums in P4. Ooh, LT Rocker just barely getting fraud by there before turn 1 with the DRS. Obviously I didn't put my phone on silent.
God damn it.
Yeah, just both the Renaults sitting in P10 and P11 there. Not quite the best result they'd be hoping for, but both are running, just Mavs is running the hards. LT Rocker's just switched to the mediums, so should be interesting to see. So there may be a little bit of team orders there. Maybe.
Yeah, just can keep continuing because my internet's been a bit of a prick.
Gotta love Scottish internet.
I know.
Joe's trying to close in furiously into Tool, but it's just not working for him. Levan fastest lap with a 109.8, 188. Tool fastest lap with a 109.060.
Right, we should be able to get back in now, I think.
Grid's gotten slightly more spaced out after this, but Sten is just enjoying his massive window to P2. P2 and P3 are on the same strategy as him, but he's got a 7-second gap as opposed to the 1.5 between Arjan and Aeroblake. Or less than 1 second, sorry.
Let's see if it's gonna load me in. And we are back.
Yeah, it seems like Joe and Tool though are just really trying to focus on catching up to Go and the top three on their alternate strategy, because Joe isn't really likely to get that move off on Tool, I'd imagine, but I think he knows that, and he knows that if he sticks with Tool though, he could definitely carry him up to the podium.
Well, the provisional battle for the lead between Levan and the GOAT is hotting up, and the GOAT just got past, but Levan might go for a little move here. Nicely done from the Williams driver.
A little bit of a nudge there from GOAT. Yeah, a little bit of a snap as well.
Hotting up between these two. Here goes the GOAT again.
Yeah.
Another lovely move.
Levan there, backed out. Yeah, nice and calm.
Nice for them to wait until I got back in before they started battling.
Yeah. Very kind of them. Looks like Arjan's went to the pits though and has opted for the hards. It's still just Aeroblake and Sten. Sten's still not going in. Same with Aeroblake.
Am I seeing that right? Fraba still on the soft tyres?
Who is?
Fraba.
Well, he pitted lap 3, remember, after an instant, so he's on 16 lap old softs, yeah. He's got to be pitting soon, yeah, I say that, and he ducks into the pits. Yeah, he's got to be opting for mediums at this rate, because they can easily go to the end now.
Meanwhile, Max and Harry having a wee battle. Harry got past going just coming into sector 1, but Max is trying to get him and get back here. Goes on the outside, Harry gives him the room. They're still side by side. Max will have the inside line here.
Harry's burning everything though. Harry's not backing down though, but Max taking a nice median line there and just blocking him out.
Yeah, nice little move that from Max. He's had a couple of decent overtakes from Max today.
Yeah, he's very focused it seems, and is really just interested in keeping on the pace instead of fighting with people.
Well, Stead now deciding to pit. Did Aeroblake stay out? He does. But Goat is now just getting onto the back of Aeroblake here.
Yeah, obviously trying not to double stack, which will help Sten though, as long as Aeroblake's keeping them behind like that. A little bit of a nudge there from Goat, not expecting the slower speed of the almost 21 lap old mediums that Aeroblake's on.
Oh, he's going to get him here, I think.
Ooh, another nudge. It's a little bit of a shove there from the GOAT, but position says.
He had him.
Aero's gotta be careful though, because if he holds up Levan enough here, this win's already GOAT's for the taking, because Levan seems to be the only one rivaling, but he's just holding up Levan right now.
Yeah, clearly Aero favours the Merc to the Williams.
Apparently.
Well, Levan's going to get him here.
Wasn't quite able to defend, yeah.
But I think Aero is going to jump into the pits now. And he does so.
He is going to be on nice softs though, which will last 14 laps easily, so could be a little bit of a comeback drive from wherever he drops here.
But he's going to drop quite a few here. But
Yeah,
he will
the
be on
grid's so
top.
tight together that quite a few positions. I think he's also going to lose it to the Haas on Racing Point here.
Yep. Meanwhile, Harry Colley trying to get back at Max. Harry Colley's not one to take a battle line down. Both drivers been on the hard tyres for the same amount of laps, so they should be on equal tyre life, I would imagine. But and he's got a little bit more ERS than Max, only just a little bit, but it might be the deciding factor if he wants to go for a move coming onto sector 3.
Yeah, but he's not quite getting the run that he'd hope for if he wants to make that move stick on Max there. But he burns his ERS to close back up. Sten fast lap, 108.8. Very
Oh,
solid
here he
time
goes,
from him.
Harry Colley. He's going to have to go on the outside here.
Almost rubbing wheels there, but he's going to stick it around there. He's still alongside, and he's just had slowed down too much to make that turn and cost him. He's got it again, and he's looking for a move, but he's not quite got the closing speed he needs for that.
Yeah. Gets a decent exit out of that corner, so he gets close to Max here. He just needs to try and stay with him when they get onto that sweeping final corner where you can just completely go flat out.
Yeah, Harry's really struggling with exit speeds because I think he's prioritising late braking to close up to Max, but
Although here he goes.
it's costing him exits. But he seems to be playing that ERS quite well, and that's his position. Max cannot defend up the inside for that.
Nope,
I think Max is going to immediately retort though with this DRS here.
Yep.
Yeah, what a run there. Just immediately dips for inside. Harry out of ERS cannot defend.
Looks like Arjan's got past Penna towards the back of the grid to say P11, so he'll be trying to hunt down Aero Blake, although that'll be difficult, especially with Aero on softs.
Yeah, such a different strategy the two Ferraris have opted for compared to anybody else, so I don't really think he's the goal right now. I think Made in Turkey is probably Arjan's goal right now. I don't think Aero's planning to wait around very long.
Well, the other Ferrari that you've just mentioned that is on soft is Sten, who's really close into Joe Royal now. I might get him here if he gets a good exit, and he does get a good exit. Joe did not, and he's
sailing by even without DRS.
Yep.
He would have got that done even without DRS. That was a ridiculously good exit. Yeah, purple sector 1, well deserved.
No, definitely going for the fastest lap, Sten.
Well, I'm pretty sure Sten's already got it.
Always go for another fastest lap then. Frabai gets a speed. A 5% penalty for speed in the pit lane. Frabai is out of the race.
Yeah, obviously speeding to his retirement there.
At least
he had enough, wasn't quite content with sitting at the back.
Yeah. Shame he becomes our first retirement, but at least he's done it in the pit lane, I suppose. But meanwhile, Levan here, going for a move for the lead of the race here, potentially. Is he going to go to the inside?
Could get
not quite close enough on that occasion.
Ambition.
But could he get him?
I think he could have got it there, but he wasn't quite ambitious enough.
Go get a rocketed exit there. That's going to prevent Levan from going for a move here, and he'll have to stay behind him for at least this lap, I would imagine.
Yeah, he's going to be waiting here, but there's still 10 laps to go, so it might be a bit more of a patience game here from Levan if he's smart about it and Just try and build some stuff up, stick with the GOAT, and then just sail by him when the time's right.
Well, let's see if Levan he's using his DRS a lot earlier this time, and he's gonna get past the GOAT here.
Yeah, no chance for the Mercedes.
I don't know. I don't even think he really defended it too much though, the GOAT either. To be honest, knowing
No,
a bit.
I think he's waiting for a retort here.
Yeah. Not using his DRS
But
though.
he's too far back anyways. Yeah. It's going to be Levan's position for now. So, to put you on the spot right now, who do you think's performed the best so far in this race?
I mean, I think it's easy to say Levan and the GOAT, but they've been really good. But Too Late Mate's had a very, he's had a very good recovery race. He's up to P3 now. So he's had a good race. I think Joe Rose still had a decent one, although has dropped a place or two since the start. But I think it's hard to not say that Levan and the GOAT and the top three have certainly had good races. But I think Sten as well, actually thinking about it, has he gained a couple of positions off the start? Where am I looking here? I'm looking over here. Yes, Sten starts at P12, he's up to P4 now, and he'll definitely get to the end on those softs. So he could definitely be on for a podium as well. So I think I'd probably Sten's your standout driver in that regard.
So, you'd say Sten's your probably provisional driver of the day for now?
For now, yeah.
As nothing major happens.
I like what you did there, Sammy. You know, before I could do it, you thought, I'm going to get him straight early on. You're learning, mate. You're learning.
Well, it's your turn this week anyway, so...
It is indeed. So I'll look forward to speaking to my chosen driver of the day.
And of course the winner.
Of course, but I wouldn't like to call it for now.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say a driver's name, just the winner.
I mean, to be honest, I'm not even ruling Too Late Mate out for this at the moment, because he is closing the gap just a little bit every lap, and if the GOAT and Levan just battle a little bit hard these next couple of laps, it could bring him into play, but...
Yeah, I think the same for Sten as well, though. Because Sten's just sticking with the tool. Speaking of sticking with, by the way, have you seen 6, 7, and 8?
I know, just watching...
Max, Harry, and LT Rocker have just not left each other for the past, like, 5 or so laps. They've just stayed in this formation, just pulling each other along.
Well, we'll see how long this camaraderie, attitude lasts as we enter the final 6 laps or so of the race when they cross the line next. But yeah, they've stuck together. But Max has got a penalty, remember, as well.
It's not a big one, but it'll definitely affect him for those two directly behind.
Joe just had a little look at Levan there going into turn 1. He's got a decent exit, but so did Levan. And I don't think...
it's not close enough.
Yeah.
I think his little looks are going to get a little bigger, though, in these closing stages. Because he's going to get slightly more desperate, I'd say, for making that pass, but it may actually be a good strategy for the GOAT to leave it as late as he feels comfortable doing so, just so Levan does not have the time to fight back, really.
Well, I guess it's the only criticism of the Shark is that the two DRS zones are quite close to each other, So it's a bit like Abu Dhabi, isn't it, where you want to do the overtake on the second one, ideally, and not the first.
Yeah, so you're not exposed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Sten here, he's gaining on too late, mate. He's gaining. Is he close enough? He's not. Can he get him on the second one? It's too late, mate. Having to brake real hard there. And Sten here
This
is.
should be Sten's pass, though. Yeah. You can see that was a beautiful run out there. Sten seems to be nailing that every time now. Those softs.
Yeah, those softs are starting to come alive a
Goat
little bit
3
here, aren't
seconds,
they?
though.
Now
Yeah,
that is
goat 3 seconds,
interesting.
though. Yeah.
Because not only does that mean he's not going to win the race, but he would drop out of the podium positions as well.
Yeah.
If my maths is not wrong there, which I don't think it is.
It is not. He definitely would. I think it would be a P4 for the GOAT there, which would definitely be a heartbreak for him after this hard-fought race. But he has got to, if he wants to hold a podium position here, he's got to pass Levan and try and run away as big of a margin as he can.
Well,
He's got to do it now.
Well, Levan's just got to be careful now, because I don't know how many warnings he's away from getting a penalty. But I don't know whether you can check that for us very quickly.
That's what I'm doing right now, actually. I actually think Levan does not have a single warning.
Well, that's a blooming good job from Levan, I've got to say.
Yeah, Levan, not a single warning.
But it'd be a well-deserved victory, this. Not even just for his performance this week, but of course, he could have won last weekend, and from no fault of his own, a situation that we will not bring up again, ultimately meant that he had it taken away from him. So it'd be redemption for him, if you like, for Levan, albeit. And he's just improving every week. And it's proven that he's a very fast driver and is at the very top of his game at the moment.
Want to move from the GOAT there, though. Full assault for that last sector, but yeah, I totally agree with you at that. Levan really showing that from the get-go he's tier 1 material.
Indeed, I was a little bit sleeping there, didn't see that overtake. We were still watching, I think it was too late, mate, as I was speaking.
Yeah, just a bit of a manic pass, really, from the GOAT of Anxiety. Got a great Sector 3, closed right up on Levan. Levan just kind of didn't give him room, so he just wiggled his way around and got the position, ran side by side into turn 1 and just made it stick.
Well, I think the GOAT had to get past him because he's got to try and stay in the podium here. So I think he had to get past him for that reason, rather than, I don't think it's even for the win, it's just to stay in that podium position.
Yeah, I think this is a very easy game for Levan now, though, because he's just going to stick within DRS range and he's won this.
But Sten's charges just come to a little bit of a halt here, and too late, mate, on those mediums, just coming back to him a bit again.
Yeah, obviously those softs getting quite worn. You can see them blistering, actually. There's quite a large margin in them that's just gone a little bit less smooth, let's put it.
Yeah.
And it's really just grabbing him, because you saw it turn 1 there in the brakes. He left Tool in a plume of smoke from his tyres locking up.
Indeed, plenty to still play for. As I think Antidoc, is he getting past Harry Cully there, I can see?
He didn't quite get the move stick. I came on board and he was a little bit off track. I think Harry may have forgotten to give him a bit of room, by the looks of it.
Tough
I think
wee
this might be a
battle.
retirement. Oh no, I think Mavs UK is planning to go for fastest lap here.
Might as well, I suppose.
Yeah, take it off Sten.
I mean, he's not going
who's
to get a
actually
point, but
about to lap him. Yeah.
Blake gets himself a 3-second time penalty there.
This could help the GOAT though here if Mavs UK doesn't go fast enough.
Ooh,
It could give the GOAT DRS.
LC Rocker and Harry Cully fighting into turn 1. Harry did not give him a lot of room there, I've got to say. Very hard
Seems like
defending.
a consistent thing with Harry.
Nah, I don't think they're even too long. Very hard defending. Oh, that isn't though.
That was moving under braking.
Yeah. Oh, and LC Rocker's
I think that's a repeat of last
there.
lap. That looked almost identical to last lap, what Harry did.
That was very, very naughty, that second one. First one from turn 1, I think, is very hard to defend him, that's okay. But yeah, the second one, he comes right across him, and Elton had to really correct the steering there to avoid spinning on the outside there.
Yeah. It's lucky he didn't lose wing, to be honest, with how much Harry cut across there.
You have to leave the space.
That is true.
But we're on the final lap here, and Too Late Mate is still behind Sten here. I'm trying to do some maths again, and he will...
There's not a big enough margin. GOAT will be P4 at this rate, looks like. Just have to wait and see though what happens. See if Mavs actually takes this fastest lap here.
Well, I'm gonna jump on board with our provisional race winner. The GOAT is gonna come across the line as first, but because of his penalty, he's not gonna stay there. So, GOAT crosses the line first.
Taking fast lap.
But Levan takes P1.
Levan.
Sten P2,
P4.
Too P3, and you're right, GOAT takes P4 with those penalties. Joe comes across the line next, he's got a comfortable gap, so he will hold on to P5, I believe. Max across the line, P6 for him. Harry Colley takes P7, LC Locker P8, Maiden Turkey P9, Aero Blake P10. I think he'll hold on to his points position. He will. I am P11. Penna P12. And Mavs UK is not going to get the fastest lap. Well, did he get it in the last one, sorry?
Yeah, he got it. He got the fast lap.
So he'll have that to clinch on to. But Levan, it's redemption day for the Williams. He takes the win. A very good drive. Not a single warning, I believe. So fantastic stuff from him. The GOAT, it was a fantastic drive. Unfortunately, just getting a penalty drops him down to P4 because of how close the grid ended up. But
3/10 off a podium, though.
That is mad.
He was 3/10 off keeping a podium.
That is mad. But driver of the day, Sten, and I'm not gonna disagree. I think started P12, did he? Obviously starting on the medium tyre. And then got onto the softs at the end was a very good strategy. And he is my driver of the day with his P3. Was it P3 or P2? Sorry, P2, sorry. Too Late Mate as well had a very good recovery. They started P7, P3. So good stuff from him. He's recovered some good points for the Drivers' Championship with that P3. So yeah, I don't think even yourself would disagree with that driver of the day choice. I think saying it was P12 to P2, you can't complain, can you?
No way I'm disagreeing. The Scandinavian drivers dominating there with a Finn in first and a Dane in second there.
Absolutely. Max who started P4, dropped to P6, still a decent result for him. So Harry Colley gained a few positions, got himself up to P7, had an interesting race to say the least. He managed to hold off LT Rocker, who finished P8. Made in Turkey, P9, started at P8, you dropped one position. Aero Blake, not too bad. Started at the back and finished in the points as well, so not a bad race from him either. But that is it from me and Sammy for another round of racing here at SRL F1. We will be back. Where are we next week?
It's Baku, I believe.
So that'll be an interesting one. A street circuit as well. So that should be very entertaining. So I'll look forward to that. But I thank you, Sammy, for joining me once again for co-commentary.
Thanks for having me. It's been great.
Absolutely, mate. And like once again, well done to Levan and to all the drivers who took part today. And that's it from all of us. So have a fantastic week, everyone. Stay safe, take care, and I will see you later on. Ta-ra.
Bye bye.